So this is another fairly quick Hedera update. I like to say that I do these so that I and you can stay on top of what we own, what we've invested in to make sure it's still moving. And personally, I did a video just a little while ago about 5 reasons why I thought Hedera had popped in price recently. And then another one just yesterday regarding the fact that their TVL has jumped significantly due to some DeFi dApps built on Hedera. But I'm going to talk about something, and this is what I call the snowball down the hill, meaning over time it will just create a much larger snowball and or avalanche, because as things are built on Hedera and they're being adopted, it's the high transaction volume that will make it extremely profitable because it's fast, but it's also cheap for transactions. And I think that it's perfect for enterprise businesses, and it's perfect for high volume, high transaction. That's one we're going to talk about. A lot of these, you'll hear about them. You'll see a press release because this came out, I think, almost a year ago that this was going to happen. And it's been developing since then. And I think it's really going to take off. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. Big dumb animal. Don't do what I do. That's my disclaimer. Dropp is fundamentally changing digital commerce with the world's first affordable micropayment platform built on Hedera. Now, what is it? We're going to get into exactly what it is. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but essentially, instead of making purchases with credit cards that have a fairly high fee for merchants, and sometimes merchants pass it along to you, it can be a $100 purchase. They might charge a 3% or more fee. So that merchant may only get $96, $97. Maybe they pass the fee on to you. And then there's things like PayPal and other alternative methods. They're also expensive. So Dropp is talking about the fact that they are vastly cheaper, sometimes 10x cheaper or 50% cheaper. Okay, so that's a company creating a solution. Here it is, DROPP. We'll talk about why I think this is really going to take off in a moment. But it says here, this is the line that matters. A pay-by-bank platform providing ultra-low fee alternatives to cards and cash. Just like I mentioned, there are high fees with things like credit cards and whatnot. But this isn't using your debit card. You might think, oh, you can just use your debit card to access some money in your bank. This is much different. This is a pay by bank. It's sort of done in the background. And that's happening because of FedNow instant payments. So here was some information they put out. Dropp offers digital technology solution. They, meaning this is the information about Dropp on the FedNow site. They talk about Dropp giving consumers complete control over payments with authorized credit push. None of the consumer's credentials are shared with the merchants. Consumers get the convenience of making purchases with a single click or QR scan using Dropp's digital wallet, available for most mobile devices with popular web browsers. And it goes on to talk about it. Now, what's interesting about this is the Federal Reserve's instant payment system. And they added it as a micropayment platform, meaning the ability to make small payments. Of course, it's built on Hedera. The FedNow service is a real-time payments network that was launched by the U.S. Federal Reserve. Of course, I'm reading this from my notes, enabling instant clearing and settlement of payments between banks 24/7. Instant clearing. It is instant between banks immediately. If you've ever made a purchase on a credit card and you logged in and you saw that it was sitting in this pending state, that transaction hasn't fully gone through. The merchant may not even have received the money yet. They might see it as pending as well. And then eventually it goes and it's actually been paid. There are pretty decent amount of time between some of these things happening, but this is bank to bank money being sent, done instantaneously on these smaller micropayments. And its Dropp just uses USDC, USD, and HBAR. And this is through the Federal Reserve System FedNow service, so they can do bank to bank. That's a big deal. Let me throw this up here and show you that a bank-to-bank solution for shopping refers to a payment method where consumers make purchases directly from their bank accounts rather than using credit cards, debit cards, or digital wallets. So it takes out all the middlemen, leveraging real-time payment networks such as FedNow or other banking rails to transfer funds securely and instantly from the buyer's bank account. So that's what Dropp has been worked into is the FedNow service. Here are some of the key features, as you can see: direct bank transfers directly from the bank, real-time processing, low transaction fees, secure payments, ease of use. So there you have it. That's a big deal. Now, if we look at why is it a big deal? Well, obviously this opens up the ability to make what they call these micropayments. And just think of if you want to tip someone on a website, but more importantly, what about you want to purchase an article and it doesn't cost that much? You want to make small transactions. This allows content creators or merchants selling their products or whatever it may be to accept payments faster. That's huge. If you're familiar with basically selling something online, maybe you produce it or don't produce it, the amount of time between creating the thing and selling the thing and shipping the thing and getting the money actually in your bank account, there's a large turnaround between A to B. Anything you can do within that sequence of events to shorten the time of when someone pays for the item and you, the merchant, get paid just allows your business to be more efficient. And now you have more capital put to work even faster. So what I thought was interesting is they talk about, you can look at the Dropp site, but they've got, I guess, plugins for WordPress. I have a business that uses Shopify. I might add this because you can add it to Shopify. Cost-effective payments for Shopify merchants. There's all sorts of things. Oh, they go into the fee schedule here. Credit card and Dropp fee comparison. Here you go. Transaction amounts. If you wanted to do a 50-cent transaction with someone, the credit card fee would be around 32 cents. Yet the Dropp fee is 2.4 cents. In one case, it's useless. Don't even do it. With Dropp, it can be done. $1 is 33 cents versus 5 cents. $5, it's 2 times better. And as it goes up, it's less and less. So you're looking at things probably under $20 or $30 or less. You're going to pay significantly less using the Dropp fee. You know, sometimes those credit card fees are even more expensive. So there you have it. This, in my opinion, is one of those businesses, services built on top of Hedera. I guess I didn't even show you. It's very prominent as you scroll down on their homepage. Right here, Dropp is fundamentally changing digital commerce with the world's first affordable micropayment platform. Read the case study built on Hedera. As this becomes more and more used, and you could see it being used in all sorts of ways, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, WordPress sites, Shopify sites, you name it, for these smaller transactions, it opens up a whole new world, and it could be extremely large volume. It's actually profitable for the merchant or the creator, whoever it is that's selling their items. So when it comes to some of these, people say, oh, that happened a year ago. It's no big deal. It takes a while to integrate these things, to create the solution, and then get it out there, get people using it, get other people seeing what it is and how it works. And then they have ideas of how they can launch some of their content and use something like this. This is just another snowball down a hill. The more of these apps that are created and built, the more that the daily and seconds in terms of transactions that are on the Hedera network, I think will just start to skyrocket. And at one point, we're just going to have it take off in terms of transactions. So that was it for today. Hope that's helpful. Always know what you own. Always do the research. Always keep up to date. If you don't have the time, watch what I put out 6 days a week. Thanks for watching. As I always say, I hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a great day.